I don't know if it was God or what, but I had a vision and it said to me, you're not going to visit, you're going to live there.
I don't think about it. I don't think about racism and wear it on my sleeve like I did when I was in the US.
What did they teach you about Africa?
That was from Soweto. We didn't never see how what it was.
The indoctrination in the U.S. is so thick and so deep that it's hard for people to come out of that nightmare that they're in.
Show it. Show South Africa. Show life here. And don't just focus on the negative like the Europeans in America does when they put out their media narrative or put out a terror alert in a country that's not yours. No, show it. Show your life here. Show how life is here.
All right, family, it's your brother Asad, and I am back again with another quick video. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notifications bell so that you'll be notified when we drop new material on this channel. Secondly, in terms of housekeeping, I gotta give a special and a significant and a particular and a peculiar shout out to my South African family for all the love you guys have shown this channel. My wife, myself, my children, we greatly appreciate it. So today, bam, 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 just like that. Today, we have a very, 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 very special guest. Why is he special? Because he's from New Orleans. Yeah, he's from New Orleans, and he is in Johannesburg right now. So we're going to talk about his experiences here in South Africa. We're going to talk about why he's trying to move to Johannesburg. What's it like? What's the difference between here and New Orleans? What are the similarities? So without further ado, we're going to get into this video. All right, brother, what's your name?
So, man, back at home, you know, most people know me as Jordan Lewis, but I go by the name of Ngoma Numu.
All right, brother. Now, where you from?
I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana.
That boy from New Orleans, Louisiana, man.
You heard me? You want me to say baby? You dig? Yeah.
Man, so now, what got you to Johannesburg, South Africa? When was your first time coming?
So my first time coming here was December 2020. Like around, you know, during COVID and all that was going on. But what got me here was the group Africa Umoja. So I saw the performance Africa Umoja when they came to New Orleans, and I met them. And when I met them there, you know, it was just, I was like, wow, these people are from South Africa? These brothers and sisters from South Africa? So then they came to New Orleans a second time. And, you know, while they were in New Orleans, I took them around, showed them around New Orleans, picked them up when they needed rides, showed them things, like took very good care of them. So I told them, I'm like, hey, when I come on y'all side, all you have to do is just reciprocate it and show me the same love, you know? Mm-hmm. And when they came a second time, my brother Fresh, he said, hey, man, when you come to South Africa, you come to my side, I'm going to take you to my village and I'm going to take you to where I'm from so I can show you, so you can see where the beginning started. And when I came to South Africa, that's exactly what my brother did. I want to say it was about 6 years later.
Wow. So now, for those who don't know, Africa Umoja is what?
Africa Umoja is basically, it's a stage production. And it's a stage production that basically tells kind of the history of South Africa through song and dance. And if you haven't seen Africa Umoja, go see it. It's amazing. It's phenomenal. Like, the brothers and sisters that perform in that group are dope.
I gotta check it out.
You gotta see it. Like, you gotta see it.
So before we go another further, man, please let them know your YouTube page so they can definitely follow you. The brother got a YouTube page.
Oh yeah, my YouTube channel is Ngoma Numu. So that's NGOMA NUMU. And just so y'all know, for some clarity, Ngoma means drum and dance in Kiswahili. In Zulu, it means song. And Numu is the blacksmith from Mali.
Oh, dig that. So now, when you first arrived in Johannesburg, South Africa, what was that?
That was December 2020, my first time. So right now, currently, is my third time here.
Wow. So your first time, what was it like when you stepped foot on the continent?
Man, my first time here, when we were driving from the airport, headed to Soweto, driving from the airport, I was looking around and I was like, yo. And my brother was like, they're concerned about you. They're like, are you okay? You good, my brother? You good? And I was like, yeah, I'm good, my brother. He's like, what's going on? And I'm like, man, I've seen this before. I've seen all of this before. I feel like I've been here before. I feel like I've seen all of this. And his response to me was, welcome home.
Wow. Wow. So now, just like, unlike many people, you didn't go stay in Rosebank, you stayed in Soweto.
I started in Soweto. That's where I stayed at first.
So what was that like?
They say Soweto is the hood, but I felt like I was in New Orleans. In Soweto, you know? Right. I'm talking about, but I'll say this too, not but I've been to Cuba twice, and I felt like Cuba prepared me for Soweto. So when I got to Soweto, I saw like the similarities in that, just like the whole move and the vibe of the people, children in the street playing soccer, corner stores and stuff like that. It was nice, and it was dope because everybody had a wall around their house.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, there's the vibes happening out in the street, people hanging and stuff, but still you have security once you get to your gates or wherever you're staying at.
Yeah.
But also too, what I noticed about Soweto was the community vibe with it. There's a lot of community, like everyone's speaking to each other, everybody's saying, hey, what's up? Like everyone's like looking out for each other in the community,
Yeah.
And that was like one of the biggest things that I noticed, especially in Soweto,
Let me ask you this though. What similarities did you see between New Orleans and South Africa, or New Orleans and Soweto? Or did you see it?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it's like subtle things. We're more alike than we are different. And it's more so with the people. So like, for example, today, not today, but a few days ago, I saw some kids, they was playing soccer in the street, and I heard them all go like, ooh, or hit like some type of, they said something in their language, but they all said it at the same time. And I'm like, yo, this reminded me of us playing street ball, and somebody got hit up or somebody got hit a shot and everybody go, ooh.
Yeah.
It's like, I heard that, but like in New Orleans, you hear people ride down their car, you hear them bump and bounce music, so you hear the bounce beat. But over here, you hear people bumping on a piano.
Yeah.
In their cars, and they doing their dance just like we hit our stuff in New Orleans, they hitting their dance in the car and stuff like that too,
Yeah.
So, I mean, that and like how we commune.
Yeah.
Just how we come together and everybody just get together and vibe out. Like it's just interesting because we are very much alike, just on two different sides of the world,
Yeah. So that was 2020. How long did you stay there when you first came?
So I was originally supposed to stay for a month. At my layover in Atlanta, my homegirl called me and she was like, yeah, we on lockdown. We got a 9 p.m. curfew. That I was like, I'm on the way. I'm actually in, like at the airport, about to get on the plane, So I was supposed to be here a month, and then I was like, you know what? I haven't done enough. So then I extended my trip another 2 months, and then that's when they lifted the curfew and the bans and stuff with COVID. So I wound up staying 80 days, my first time here.
Wow, man. So you got entrenched.
Yeah. You can do it on my phone. I can send it to you.
Oh, there we go. Boom, we back recording. Bam, bam, bam. Little technical difficulties, family. But so 80 days you were in Johannesburg. Did you visit other parts at that time?
Yeah, I went to Bergville twice. I went to the village twice. Spent some time in Newcastle. That's where I was for New Year's, actually. So we went down there twice. I went to Durban, and I went to Cape Town.
Oh, you was getting around.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what city do you like? Let me not say like. What city resonated with you the most? Durban, Cape Town, Johannesburg.
I'm gonna be honest. I love the village.
Oh, okay.
The village is what resonated with me the most. Like going to Bergville, seeing KZN and all that. That's what resonated with me the most. But it's also because that's where my family is from on my mother's side. Being descendant of sharecroppers, growing up and seeing the country in Mississippi, I always enjoyed going there and spending time there in the States. So that's why I felt that's why I feel like that's my spot.
Say, bro, that's interesting that you're saying that because older sister that I was interviewed for the documentary, she mentioned that she saw a lot of similarities in terms of the older African Americans in the country, right? When she looked at like the South African culture.
Yeah.
She in Johannesburg, so she in a big old city, so it's not like that type of, but it's the culture. It's kind of like that old school Black American culture from the deep South.
Mm-hmm.
What you think about that?
Yeah, I can definitely see the similarities in that.
So how does a city boy connect with that though? That village life? Because I mean, we know where we from. Like, ain't nothing village about that.
Shit, New Orleans kind of country too, though. We might not have like goats and cows around like they do in Soweto and stuff, but I mean, we got chickens.
We do
in New Orleans and stuff.
That's some nice war people, man. But all right. So now that's your first trip, 80 days. What do you think about Durban? Because I'm trying to take me on a trip.
Durban was nice. Durban was cool. It's city.
Mm-hmm.
It was city. We couldn't really get around too much in Durban because of the curfew that they had in Durban, and we couldn't walk on the beach. We could only walk along the beach. We couldn't go on the beach and stuff.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you this, because Durban, like KZN is the Zulu capital.
Mm-hmm.
I know you said you're working on a documentary about the Zulus in New Orleans and the Zulus here. When you got here and you met like real Zulus, and you think back to that New Orleans Zulu, what were your thoughts on that?
These brothers and sisters over here would feel so disrespected by seeing the Zulus on the other side. And that was what I thought. Because I was like, yo, this is real Zulu. Like, you can feel it, especially when you see a lot of the men and stuff like that. It's like, yo, this is real Zulu. But then when you go in the States, then when you go to New Orleans and you see face painted black, a fro put on their heads, a Hawaiian skirts, like, I actually showed a picture of it to one of my brothers on this side, and he was like, man, this is so disrespectful. This guy has on a red British uniform top.
Yeah.
Not knowing that we were colonized by the Dutch and the British.
Wow.
And he's like, and these people are calling themselves Zulu,
Yeah.
So
I tell you what, the first time I had a friend of mine come to New Orleans, he is Zulu. And I'm so bucked up, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to show him something, because we got some Zulus here, right? So I take him down Broad, and I point out the Zulu Club, and the full name is Zulu Social Aid and Pleasure Club. He looked at me and said, it's a strip club? Because it's pleasure. Oh, like, no, it ain't a strip club.
I could see him saying that too, like.
You saw Pleasure Club. I was like, yeah, it makes sense. But no, it's not a strip club. Might be some stripping going on in there, but it ain't a strip club. So yeah, man. So you're here for 80 days. You leave and go back to the States. And this is what I always like to ask people: when you get back to the States after coming here and experiencing, was that your first time on the continent?
That was my first time on the continent.
So after experiencing the continent, now you are back in the States. What's that like? Because it has to be a paradigm shifting kind of moment.
It is, man. Bro, once you touch this ground, you'll never be the same.
Yeah.
You will not, and I'm saying that I got goosebumps right now because it's a real thing. Like once you come here, you will never be the same. You know, just because it's like your home. You know, it is a whole paradigm shift because it's like you go back. It's like you come here, you're experiencing this, but then you go back, and it's like, wait, I'm back in America. I'm back to being looked at like I'm a other. You know, back to being looked like as a black man and stuff like that. When I come here, I'm not seen as necessarily even a black man because everybody here is black.
Right. Right.
Everybody here is black.
Right.
You know, so it's like being here, you're not looked at as a black man or other or a less than or anything of that nature. When you go back to the States, it's like you can still see people give you side eyes. Even your own people sometimes give you side eyes and stuff like that. Because you took it upon yourself to expand yourself and your horizon and go to a place that was always considered almost forbidden. You know, how they showed us and taught us like over the years, you know?
Yeah.
But I always, I always say, the number one thing for me is food. Food, like the food here is fresh. You can get it straight directly from some farmers and growers, even some of the fast food restaurants. I don't eat meat or chicken when I'm in the States. But here, I eat Nando's like it's Cane's and like it's Chick-fil-A. And it's good. I don't have no stomach issues, no problems. I digest it fine, you know. So the food is like really the big thing for me. When I get back to the States, I feel like I don't want to eat nothing.
Yeah.
Because there's hardly anything fresh. Everything's GMO. It's processed. You know, even if I go to a quick fast food spot, it's like it's not real food, you know.
Right. What I found is like when you eat food in the States, no matter whether it's a nice restaurant or fast food, the itis always kicks in. It just makes you just so tired. I think it's because your body's trying to process all of this. It's using all of this energy to process this food, and all of a sudden you're just like, I gotta lay down. I gotta go to sleep right now.
Yeah.
I don't get that here. It's like
I don't, even off of a meal like meat and pop.
Yeah.
And you're literally just eating meat and grains. Yeah. That's really all it is.
Yeah.
You know, but just eating that, I'm not, like, even when I'm full or fulfilled off of that, I'm not sleepy. I don't want to take a nap.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So you left, and then when was your second trip here?
My second trip here was January this year, January 2020.
Okay, and you just had to come back, or you just?
Man, I had to.
Wow.
I had to come back, man, for my sanity.
Man, my South African family don't understand it though, bro. I talk to so many South Africans who are like, "Oh, I want to go to the States." And I'm like, man, that place is not. I can understand because you want to go there, you get a lot of money. You can get some money over there.
The dollar would be a great reason to go there.
Yeah, but you don't know what you are. For everything, it's an opportunity cost. You're going to sacrifice a lot to get that dollar, and some of what you sacrifice is your sanity. Because
it's, I mean, especially when you get to places like New York and stuff, it's dog eat dog.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's like so much competition. You know, you always feel like you're in competition with someone, even when you know, especially for me, because I don't believe in competition, but even when you know it's like, people still feel like they gotta kind of combat you or come at, and it's like,
one up you.
Yeah, they feel like they always gotta one up you.
Yeah.
And whereas here is like, I don't have to feel like I gotta one up anybody here.
Yeah.
And no one feels like they gotta one up me here neither. And I mean, I've been met with nothing but love here, even from the South African people. I mean,
You mean to tell me that Africans don't hate black people?
Man,
African Americans?
Hold up.
That's what we've been told?
Hold up. Let me say this. I gotta turn straight on this. They love us here. And the ones that really know, they know. Man, when I went to Newcastle in KZN, for New Year's, we're at my brother's, we're at his brother-in-law's yard. And as soon as I stepped on the yard, the man goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe it. A real black American is in my yard. I never thought I would see the day that I would meet an African American. thank you for coming bless my yard. This is the greatest day of my
Wow.
life.
Wow.
And I mean, he said it like it was like coming to America. You know how that was like?
Yeah.
That's exactly how he said it. And I was like, wow. And he was ecstatic.
Yeah.
He was so happy.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, there was other moments that I've had from that here. See, I love the house music and Afro house scene. So I was at a black coffee show and I met a brother and he said something to me and, you know, and I don't know if he was in Zulu or, you know, there's so many languages here. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm visiting here from the States, man. He was like, from the States, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm on the vibe. I'm here for this. Like, exactly, you see, Black Coffee is DJing. I'm here for this. This is what I'm here for. And he's like, man, it's good to see you, man. Like, 400 years, huh?
Oh, you got jokes.
But it's like I said, the ones that know that's why they're like, welcome home.
Yeah.
Like, come back home, because it's like, yo, you all have experienced 400 years of the knowledge on another side of the world.
Yeah.
So now take that same knowledge that you received over there and bring it back here and show us.
Yeah.
Because we want to know. We want to be able to run things the exact way that y'all doing it there. Bring your businesses here. Bring
Yeah.
like help us pull ourselves up by our bootstraps too.
Yeah.
Like, show us how to do it, and we got your back.
And what they offer us is connecting us back to this land, connecting us back to a way that we have forgotten in our bondage.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Like giving us there is an African mind, and whether it may look differently in different contexts, South Africa, Nigeria, or Ghana, or Kenya, but there is an African mind that we, I won't say we lost it, I'll say that we don't always recognize it and we don't always utilize it. You see what I'm saying?
Because we've been programmed living in the West.
Yeah.
And we have to, I'll say that it's time to decolonize.
That's the language. Yeah.
We got to decolonize and deprogram and reprogram, you know, our minds, you know, and if there's one thing that I could give to every African American, it would be a trip to Africa. Any country.
Yeah. Because once you touch the soil, it don't matter where you are, you can touch the soil, you're going to feel it.
You're going to feel it.
Yeah.
You're going to feel it.
So just a couple more questions because we're 20 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
When you told people, or you tell people, because this is your third time here, when you tell people, especially in your age, how old are you?
34.
34. When you tell people in your age range, 34, 35 years old, I'm about to go to Africa, especially them New Orleanians, what do they say?
Man, they'd be like, you about to go to Africa? Oh, nah, I ain't fooling with them. I ain't fooling with them Africans. And them Africans don't like us, man. They don't like us on that side, man. And then I have to tell people, I'm like, nah, man, they know about us and they want us to come over.
Yeah.
You know, some people, they're like, yo, tell me all about it. Next time you go, I might come.
Yeah.
You know, but then there's other people that's like, I'm not going over there, especially from New Orleans. They're like, yeah, all I know is New Orleans, man. I left for Katrina, you hear me? I left for Katrina War, and I'm staying right here, you hear me? I ain't going nowhere else, you dig? And I'm like, all right. I feel you, bro, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, this time being my third time here, I think I had brothers and sisters say that they was going to come with me or meet me here this time. But I'm like, if you don't have your flight, I'm not going to believe you're coming until I see you here.
Yeah.
And I'll come pick you up from the airport with no problem. I got you.
Yeah.
But this time, after this being my third time, I think now they're like, yo, this is Ngoma's third time going there. It's got to be something there that we missing or we not really hip to. Like he's going there a third time for a reason.
Right.
So now I'm getting messages from people, hey, yo, next time you go, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Next time you go, it don't matter how much money I got in my bank account. I'm coming. I'm making it happen. Like, I'm going to do it, you know?
Yeah. So we are like the pioneers, brother. Really, like, you know, I won't say the pilgrims, but we're like the pioneers.
Yeah.
And yeah, so well, any parting words?
Man, I could say so much, but to sum it all up, Africa is home. I mean, and I've been all over the world. I've been to Europe. I've been to Cuba twice. I'm part Cuban, you know. Got my beads on. You know, I'm part Cuban on my father's side. I've been to Jamaica. You know, I aspire to go to a number of other places in the West, but out of everywhere that I've traveled throughout the world, this is the first and only place that I've been to where I was like, yo, I could live here and be good.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So
give them your YouTube page one more again.
Ngoma Numu. Ngoma space Numu. Ngoma Numu.
Man, appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much, man.
Man, no problem, man. Thank you.